Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm just going to be going over kind of some first impressions of some new curriculum that we got, so stick around. When I say new curriculum, I mean, there is new curriculum here, but it's just a couple of things. I just mean really the stuff that I got from the Gather Round sale, which I think I talked to you guys about in the last video. We went ahead and got a few units from the sale. And I am just going to briefly talk to you about them today. And then I did get my first order from Christian Book. I got that in the mail. That does have our new stuff for the year. And you will see, obviously, today will be the day that you see the new stuff that we are incorporating. And like, this is it, y'all. Like this is all that I have planned as far as purchasing curriculum, which obviously there will be videos coming out later once I actually figure out what that looks like. So today, like I said, it's just first impressions of what we got, what I'm thinking, all that jazz. Let's start with Gather Round. So you guys know, if you've been around, you know that's pretty well all we use exclusively. So of course I had to get some more units. Now these units will actually be finishing out our year because I do not buy a year's worth of curriculum as far as unit studies go at a time. So like I don't buy all of our unit studies at the beginning of the year and then we work through them. Quite honestly, I think this is the most amount of units I have purchased in one sitting, like ever. But mainly because I'm pretty confident that we're going to be using them. If not when I anticipate using them, definitely in the future. I feel like I can kind of get away with that a little bit right now since my daughter is so young, but I also don't want to just be wasting money buying a full year's worth of unit studies. So I'll just go through them here. So I only actually printed out one of them because originally I was thinking like, oh, I'll just print them out and share them here, so I'll have them up to hold them for you guys. But I didn't want to do that. Just being real with you. I didn't want to go through printing them all, literally just to hold them up for a YouTube video because it's going to be several months before we get to most of them. And one of them we're not going to be using at all, which I will talk to you about. So anyway, the first one is inventions and ideas. So I have talked to you guys about this. The next two units that I have for this school year are inventions and ideas and Vikings. So originally we had those switched and my daughter was really wanting to do Vikings next. I purchased both of them, we looked through them, and she decided she actually wants to do inventions and ideas first. So that's what I have printed here. First impression, it's a lot. Like it's a lot. Which I can't say that I feel like it's more than some of the others. I feel like there are others that are also a lot, but just looking through here, I don't know. I haven't read through it, so I don't know how it reads. It just seems like a lot of information. So this one may take us a little bit longer, which is kind of what I was thinking originally anyway. I really was kind of hoping to do Vikings first and then inventions and ideas and just kind of stretch it out for a couple of months over the summer because we still like to take days off for, the beach and the pool and the vacation and all that stuff. So that was kind of my original thought. That's not the way that it's worked out. So it may just take us longer right now. Anyway, in saying all of that, I am thinking because it is an older unit, there likely, hopefully, will be a good amount of additional resources to go with this. So if you guys have been around at all, and have seen me talk about Gather Round, typically what I do to kind of break up the teacher's guide, especially since my daughter is quite a bit younger, she can't sit through all of the reading of the entire teacher's guide usually and actually retain the information that I want her to. we break that up with videos. So I'm thinking this one should have quite a bit of videos to go with it. If not, I think I'll be able to find something okay. I just gotta look through that. And I just gotta figure all that out. So I haven't gotten that far, but yes, first impression is it's quite a bit, but I think it will be fun. There's a lot you can do with this one. I did notice that they are going to be making their own invention. So that'll be a really fun thing. I know my daughter is looking forward to that. I think that was probably the main reason why she picked this one, was because she was excited to make her own invention. So yeah, overall looks pretty good. Then next will be Vikings. Looking through Vikings. So what did I get? I got the teacher's guide. I got the student notebook. I got the lap book. And I think I also got the, what is that thing called that I can't think of now? It's the seat work journal. This thing. Apparently this means seat work journal. I got the seat work journal for that one. We're going to try and bring that back and see how my daughter does with it. We'll see, because we also have the lap book. So I'm thinking maybe I didn't get it. I don't know. Whenever you see the Vikings flip through video come out, you'll know what I got, because then I'll have it printed out and be ready to go. That one looks fun. I've mentioned before, that one I have heard is a little bit more heavy and it's a little bit more intense than some of the other units. So kind of interested to see how we do with it. We'll see. The other thing that I don't really know about is I've briefly looked for books and I'm kind of having a hard time finding books. I really prefer to have more picture living books, like, you know, things that kind of bring it to life, have a little bit more fun with it. And it's kind of hard to find that. So if you have any recommendations, I would love those down in the comments. So that's Vikings. The next one that I purchased was Growing Up with God. Now, this is a new unit study kind of series that Gather Round actually just released. I believe only level 1 and level 2 are out. I don't think they have come out with level 3 quite yet. I don't think so. But I'll link everything down for you if you want to go check it out. So I went with level 1 with Growing Up with God. This was one of those things that I was kind of, I don't know if we're quite here yet, but I know we're going to get there. And I just kind of like, let's just get it and see. After going through, we're not going to be using it yet. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think I might reconsider looking into it next year. I think everything is done very well and I will be using it when the time comes. I just don't think that time is right now. So that's the plan with that. And then the other one that I got was national parks. I'm really, really excited for national parks. I really, really don't know how I'm going to make it work. Because I am going to be doing this is my plan, is to do national parks alongside doing the 50 states next year. So how we're going to kind of work that in, I'm not sure. I really am kind of thinking like maybe one national park a week. Like I'll just dedicate one day to a national park. But I don't know, because 50 states is like a lot, y'all. And like, can I get through 50 states doing 2 states a day? Like, I don't know. So I got to work all that out. Or it just may be that because we're not doing Growing Up with God, maybe we will do like inventions, we'll do Vikings, and then maybe we'll just do national parks. It's just a fun little kind of get us into, and then we'll start the 50 states. I don't really know, because I also need to look and see about months and like how does that all work out. If you've been around, you know that we just kind of go on a whim here. So this is us whimming, okay? But I do want to get national parks. I did get I'm pretty sure I got the seat work journal for that one. And I did get the MP3. We really loved the MP3 with Living Off the Land and whatever other one we got that had the MP3. So I got that for national parks because I think that would be really cool. And depending on how we use it, that may be a really good break for me. You know, my daughter can just kind of listen in and work on her seat work journal or however that looks for us. So those are the units I got from Gather Round. That's kind of the plan. That's not really a plan, but that's how that goes. Now, from Christian Book, I got 2 things. And I talked with you guys a little bit about, did I talk to y'all about this? I don't know. But I did get a Bible curriculum. Now, I would have gotten this from Gather Round, but everything I bought from Gather Round was digital, and I didn't want to pay shipping just for one book. So I got the More Than Words, the Bible curriculum from Rebecca Spooner. I am really liking the way that this looks so far. Again, this is just first impression. This very much looks like my daughter will be able to do on her own, which is perfect. That's exactly what I was going for. I felt confident buying this and just kind of handing it over because we've used Gather Round for so long. I kind of know Rebecca's heart behind sharing the gospel with children and kind of how her approach is, her thoughts, all of that stuff. And so I feel okay with this one. Now, I don't know how my daughter will feel about it. Obviously, we never really know till we get into it, right? But I do like, from what I can see, like there is some, they do some art study, and then there is a little bit of copy work. There's some coloring. There is, what else? Some question and answer. There's like a coloring page. Here's a drawing page. So there is a variety of things each day, which I think is really good. Just kind of change it up a little bit for her. So looks good. We'll see how it works practically. The other thing I got is Case for Christ Kids. Now, this obviously is not a curriculum. This is just a book, but I saw it. It was only a couple bucks. I have heard good things about Case for Christ. So I am hoping that maybe we'll just kind of read this as we can. I don't know, like ages on this. I assume that it would be okay for my daughter, at her age. So if you have any like specific recommendations or anything like that for this one, but the plan is like just to read it. And I see that there are some questions in the back. Well, there were questions in the back in some of them. Yeah, there are some, I guess. So anyway, I got this. I've got to do better at read aloud type things. And so I'm really hoping I can get this one in as read aloud. And then the other thing that I got from Christian Book, my daughter actually started it, and she started it today because she is so excited about it, which is good. That means we're off to a good start. But I went ahead and grabbed Explode the Code 1. Now, I am fairly confident that the level 1 is a little easy for my daughter. And by I'm fairly confident, I mean like I'm quite sure this is really kind of under where she's at. However, I started here because I want to build confidence. This is a curriculum we've never used before, so I'd rather her know and understand the information and get a feel for how it actually flows, what the directions are, you know, all that stuff. Get a good feeling for what this is asking of her without also trying to study or trying to learn the things that they're teaching in here. I also want her to spend a little bit more time focusing on handwriting. So there is some handwriting in here. You can see, well, she did, I don't know how many pages she did today. She literally did like 4 or 5 of them. But it does have them practicing handwriting. And we need to start at the beginning. I feel very strongly about that. I want to make sure that we have all of these things covered before we move on to the next thing. I didn't want to start her in like level 2 or level 3 and it be overwhelming for her and having her like jump right in when she wasn't ready yet. So I think this one will be good. I hear lots of great things about it. I think this really kind of meets the need that I was looking for. We need help with spelling and handwriting. And I think this really kind of meets us where we're at. I think this is a specific focus that will kind of meet what we were looking for. And that's it. That's all. That's the plan. Now, you may be wondering about math. We're still in math 2. That's not changing. We are not, let's see, where are we? I've got it right here in my handy dandy basket. So we're still in math 2. I don't think we have made it. Let's see. Okay, so we're on lesson 47. So we're not quite halfway. So this will get us through obviously several more months. And we'll just keep on going all the way through until we're ready for math 3. And then, when that time comes, I will buy math 3, as long as we stay on the same track we're on now. If nothing crazy happens with that, I feel like we're doing good with it. So we'll probably stick with it, but that's it, y'all. Like these are the only 2 things I am adding this year that I can tell: Explode the Code and More Than Words. I did this big, huge thing last year where I was like, I'm going to change it up and I'm going to be very intentional and we're going to be at that epic fail. So I still was very intentional, but just tried something a little bit different. I knew better than to go back with master books with our previous experience, but I just wanted to give it one more go and it didn't work. So Explode the Code, More Than Words, Gather Round, and Mama's making a unit on 50 states. And that's it. I think we're just going to keep it that simple, that easy. Those are my first impressions. And I think that's it for today's video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.